Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancier. I am called to come back and speak to you to wish you a wonderful day on this Sunday. We have just passed this new moon in Sagittarius, so it is a new beginning. It will be a time to really shift into something new, something very that will. It is like we've been living as a caterpillar for all our life, and we've been caterpillar. What does it do? It consume, it consume, it consume, it consume. And now we've been in a cocoon, and so now we're breaking free to the cocoon, knowing that now it's going to be a time to open our wings, to fly, to be a butterfly. So the whole planet is moving into this, from this cocoon state of being consuming into this total freedom of experience. But so there is a lot of problems in the world of energy. The problem with that is that there is so much money that has been generated by those fossil fuel energies that they're having a hard time imagining the fact that free energy and that could come about. But we're going to have no choice. If human doesn't do the shift, the universe, God can force the change, but it's a lot more painful than when we're willing to change with the change. There is the easy way, and then there is the hard way. We want to try to use the easy way, to use the soft light of the rising sun, not to wait till the sun is at midday to awaken. Otherwise, it's very day. So every day you want to learn something. You want to align yourself with your true self. I'm going to pull 5 cards from the Archangels and see. So the situation may be difficult now, but it will trust that it will be cleared up. In the past, you could be free. Have the courage to change the situation. Not seeing things clearly. So that is the past, of course. I hope that resonates with you. But of course, we're moving into, we're eliminating the last bit of shadows that can still tie last bonds, the last beliefs, the last habits. And so we're moving into something completely different. Now the situation is the 10 of Gabriel. It is we have to react. It says, ask the angels to place the right people capable to help you on your way. You are working too much. You are always do too much to please others. For you have to fulfill yourself. It is not about service to others. Is first you have to serve yourself. You have to serve your well-being. It is very important. We all do that. I'm not sure. We're all part of the one. Although we have a unique experience, we're all growing together as one organism. And so we are exposed to the same lessons on different levels, and each experience is unique. So what we need to do is to disconnect from all kinds of unnecessary responsibility, to free our mind, to free and to see that things will get done without us. If it was not our responsibility in the first place to handle certain things, then we can move our consciousness to what is important and priority for us. Then in the near future, we're going to have the Ace of Raphael, which is a deep relationship. It says positive experience on the emotional level. You will be fulfilled by a loved relationship, romantic relationship. Let yourself be guided by your intuition. Traditionally in tarot is the Ace of Cups. It is and that's confirmed. We're working on, or maybe that's personal for me. It's this lover card. It is a deep love, the Archangel Raphael. To choose, listen to your heart. Engagement, that is deep emotional commitment. The power of love. So this is the power of deep relationship, and what's coming with the result of that work will be the 3 of Gabriel. In order to succeed, you have to be ready. It is time to make new steps forward. Optimistic projects that manifest as scheduled. So it is a card that is really moving. There's going to be a lot of motion forward. So we want to be ready for that. I want to say a little exercise that went through my mind. Maybe it'd be useful for you too. Is to understand, to imagine that we imagine a box or a trunk, and it's a beautiful trunk. Let's make it beautiful, and let's put in this trunk all our wounds, all our difficult memory, all our everything, and all the unknown wounds that we may still have, memories that could surface. We ask God to put it all in there, and to put His light, the violet fire light. We close it, and we'll know that this will work. Whenever those come up, if they do come up, and although we put them in the box, but they may come up, is you want to be feeling them, but you don't want to create a drama around it, a mental scenario to hold on to that. You just want to feel it and let it go without attachment. And then at Christmas time, you'll be able to reopen the box. Don't be afraid. The box will, because the light of God will have transmuted all those wounds as Chiron will be moving forward into a new cycle of Aries. Into the Aries from the Pisces, and so those wounds will be healed. So So the flow, this river of light that we choose is a personal thing. It's a personal energy that we grow and grow into, but it's always been there. To understand the timeline is a personal timeline. We have chosen, our soul has chosen certain experiences that will lead us to where we need to go, and that is personal. That is really was the most essential and important. But then we connected on a collective level. We connected. We have made mutual agreement to follow certain timelines, and so we to play those games and to be part of that collective, that human community. In many sense, I love Epicure. Epicure, although I'm not an Epicurean, there are certain things within his philosophy. One of those things is, in order to be happy, you have to be hidden, to live outside of the mainstream society. And in a sense, there is much wisdom within that. But now is no longer the time for anybody who has the light has to be able to bring it into the world. Be bold. There is nothing to fear. You are protected by the love of God. When you work for God, God protects your back. The angels are here. Trust that. Know that. Of course, do not do things that are conflictual. Just when you come into light and love and wisdom, you include everybody in the process. The love does not for in all situations, when you want to clear a situation, you have to send love not just to the good guys, but to all the protagonists, to all and this love light of God that is unqualified. It's just an asking that God transmute to the whole situation into a resolution is far more powerful than bringing your energy to fight to oppose another energy. So you understand, this is the difference between unity consciousness and dualistic consciousness. This is really what we're working towards. For God has said, liberate my people, liberate my planet. And so this call of God has been responded by the whole galaxy. There are many even spaceships around, galactic starships around the Earth that are even coming from other galaxies. But now the planet is in quarantine, the solar system is in quarantine, the galaxy is under quarantine because it's in a cocoon. We're going to be birthing a new light. This new light that will burst on the Earth will affect the whole solar system, and the ascension of our solar system will affect the galaxy. It is just as important as we are. And so because everything is being raised and the Creator has decided that there will be no more nuclear war, so you can rest easy on that. No matter what human leaders could try, the galactics have the control over that. Technologically, they will deactivate any attempt to do that. Yet we're going to need to address the technology. How do we make this transference? There is right now there's the windmills but hydrothermy and geothermy is probably the best way to go about it for now. But in many sense, we're going to discover zero-point technology. The problem, there is so much money that's being exchanged on those platforms of energy, fossil fuel, that is very difficult to introduce a technology that can bring you anything for free and does not pollute. So how do you do that? So it's going to come, but it has to be it has to be brought into a way. For those technology already exist within the planet. There is certain groups, certain families, certain military departments that already have those technology of free energy, zero-point technology that they stole from ships that crashed here, extraterrestrial ships. And so, but they do not want to release it. They want to keep it for themselves. Say, well, no, until if they find that, they find freedom. For the idea is those 3D printers were like just a minuscule little tiny inspiration towards that. For now, we can create this with those 3D printers, but very soon we'll find out that we can replicate any food, any meal, any clothing, any houses. We can replicate anything that you just have to call on to it, and those crystalline technology replicate it and create it. So this will come very soon. We're not going to have a choice, otherwise the planet will be destroyed. So they're not going to have a choice. Any organization that do not seek the reform towards what is wanted will have a lot more difficulty, and all those who bottle up hatred and chaos may explode at some point. We have to release everything, to forgive, and to move into a path that is wanted for all. Understanding the company of heaven is all in the service of love, in the service of light, in the service of wisdom, in the service of God. All the planets are following the laws of one, the law of God. Everything is divine order in the universe. It is just that this path of Earth is created from chaos. We have to bring order into the chaos. It is part of the challenge from chaos to cosmos. understanding, the more sensitive we are, the more we receive, but it's always a balancing act in the third dimension, in the world of physical matter, mental energy, in the emotional world, in the fourth dimension, the soul level on the fifth, sixth, seventh dimension. All this needs to be balanced out. As we move into those places, we'll find a way to balance out. I might, yes, we're going to discover particle synthesis. It's like those are quite extraordinary. They will resolve all the problems we have on the planet, but there'll be a lot of work to clean up the planet, clean up the aerospace around it, to restore the planet to its pristine origin. Once we'll get the technologies, it's not going to be me doing the work. It's going to be humanity, all those who have created the problem. We're going to remove them from what they're doing, and they're going to put them into repairing the damage they've done. The universe is fully wise and fully equipped. There are more angels than there are humans that are looking into the earth. So it's not a matter of personnel. It is not a matter of. It is just God gives the time to each human beings to self-determine into what he wants to become, for what we think will become. And so let us remove ourselves from any idea of lack, any idea of fear, any idea of separation, any idea of all those things. We'll find resolution within the nowness of time, as we allow ourselves to become comfortable with the uncomfortable sometime, in order to allow ourselves to transmute all those old energies. The painting behind me is a astrological self-portrait. I do believe it is finished now. It's kind of there's like this fog that unifies it's not like all clear like some of my painting, where like the words come out and jump out. But I do like it. There is a great deal of cohesion in it, and so I might leave it just like that. We can also use symbols. Learning symbols is essential. Symbols lead to understanding, that leads to higher truth. There are powerful symbols that we can use. One is the triangle. For you take the light in your heart, you place it there, you put it in a triangle, and from this light you can create anything and project it. Or you can also use the pentacle, but when you use the pentacle, always put the star on top. It's very important. But there are many symbols that we'll be able to learn to use to accelerate our spiritual evolution and open doorways into other dimensions. For symbols are keys to doors that opens to higher truths. And that's why my work is very interesting to me, because I am discovering new symbols that open to new consciousness and new discoveries. So the highest wisdom for us today is forgiveness. This understanding, as we forgive, we are set free ourselves, because we do not know really what's going on. Maybe all of this is just an illusion that God created to allow ourselves to play within the realm of moral or immoral realm, good or bad, heavy and light, but all of it is part of the process. What we need to understand is the vessels. It is the exploration. It is trying something new. It is about discovering, having faith and trust, letting go and going somewhere else, being able to move from state to state. For time has been compressed. Whatever we planned at months before, we had to do like weeks, months, years. Now it is minutes, hours, days maybe, but everything is compressed. So much change can happen if we understand that the acceleration of time allows us to move a lot faster through the process, and so we can save a lot of time by just allowing this our consciousness to flow with not to flow with our daily habit in the physical realm, but to flow within our soul inspiration into the realm of light. To decipher, to learn what we need to follow, what we do not need to follow. What we need to do is the orphan. We need to reconnect to our father, to our mother, to Mother Earth, to our father sky, to connect those energies, to find a wholeness, to find a connectiveness, to be connected telepathically to all those divine forces in the universe, to find the love. For all this is possible. For now, we have been given the opportunity to believe in the insane IEDs that God has left us alone, as indifferent to our well-being. For that is really, in essence, everything goes here. So it's like man can believe anything, but in essence, this is just a temporal experience that we are provided. But at the end, we'll see that this was never the case. That God has never left us, not for 1 second, and so everything has always been well. So we'll be able to laugh at ourselves and all those things. For as we understand that, we find the realm of the angels. We're going to be able to come and play with them. For they are very, very your own guardian angels. If you're a woman, you will often come as a masculine form, for they are above polarity. But if you're a man, your guardian angel will often come as a feminine entity. of light, and your guardian angel, they work in pair. Your guardian angel is actually the guardians, the go-between with all the other spirits of the universe. So it is a spirit that's always there with you. It's not an invasive spirit. It's not. It will not. It's just watching after you. I want to send greetings to my beloved shining star, my guardian angel. I feel our presence right now. And so invite your guides, work more with your guide, trust that you will feel well once you connect to that. And the general outcome is Asia. For I know that I feel very attracted to Japan right now. There's very strong connection, strong call to also do for my work in all these works I have to do in terms of spiritual education and cultural, bringing my art and all those things is universal, no matter what tradition, culture or religion or non-religion. The law of one works for everybody. The law of light, inclusion, the law of love. For it is also the law of the Christ. The Christ is the ascension point. It is the unconditional love and forgiveness. Well, I'm going to finish with a song. I hope you find this video interesting. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting if you like. For it is a collective thing that we have to do. We have to work collectively to make things happen. It is not something that as we allow more, we will discover our freedom and we'll find the joy. We'll understand why there was no interference from the higher planes before we could find our power, because finding our power will bring us more joy than to receive it from someone else. So it is a process. We have to be patient and perseverant, but trust the wisdom of God, your true self. You are God. There is no once you are the God of yourself. Become the God of yourself. Become as wise as God is in his ruling of the universe into your own life. Become the master of yourself, and let go. Be humble and let yourself be guided by that process. And so much more will be given as we let go and we trust. So I'm gonna finish with this song. It's an older song. It goes like this. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with songs and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Yeah, well, it's love is it's easy to find love songs because love has always been the most important thing in life. But we have an idea about love, what love should be or what can be, but there are millions of forms of love, and we want to learn to whether it is human love or it is divine love. Or divine love is far more important, but human love is also very important. Is to be able to move into new level, new octaves of love, for there will always be more to discover within that wholeness. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful Sunday, a happy new moon, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.